Okay.
So the video game. So last week we discussed a little bit about the time period and how we went from Karios in the webcomic and his brother Constant traveling around fighting to make the world better, deciding on creating an empire, and that's where the first game takes place, the building of the empire. So what other elements are we going to see in this video game? Obviously, we're going to be fighting bandits, as you had referenced earlier. What other creatures are we going to be fighting, or what other archetypes are we going to be fighting throughout that?
You'll have upstarts, people that don't want to join the Empire. You'll have the Laushaka and the Rakshasa that are tiger humanoid creatures that serve. The Rakshasa are creatures that use dark magic and kind of that they work for the Viscerat, which is like this world's devil, but they aren't necessarily of the underworld. They just weave dark magics, and the Laushaka are their slaves that they use to fight that are not magically inclined. You'll fight the Tartarad, which are like demons, and you'll fight their slaves, which we're still conceptualizing. And there will be a surprise enemy that directly relates to the story of the first and second film.
Fantastic.
And the webcomic. And there will be, and you might even have to challenge the Skeen for fresh water.
Ooh, that sounds fun. Now, you mentioned the Laushaka, the tiger individuals, correct? A little insider note on that one. There is a Laushaka that is a predominant character in the movie. There's been some concept art done by our wonderful art director, Michael Saunders, who has done a wonderful mock-up of wonderful...
He's working behind us again on another concept drawing.
But one of the main characters is a Laushaka, and he's going to be featured in the film as well. So there's that cross-platform. Anything else we'll be encountering? Damsels in distress.
Your character, of course, will be an Obermersheb, so you'll have your own vocaire, and our goal is to get a recognizable voice to voice both the game vocaire and the movie vocaire, so that you create a through line for audiences, so that the audience has a direct connection with Almet, the main character, through the film, so that you get that sense of trajectory of where your character is and where Almet is.
So the goal of this is to not only have some of the same talent in the movie, also do some of the same voice acting in the video game.
Correct.
That's pretty intense there. So who knows whom we might get? I mean, we have some pretty good leads on that. You might see a pretty famous star talking to you through a video game in the next year or so, hopefully.
Well, I hope so.
That's our goal, at least. Let's see, is there anything else we need to talk about? The movie's got the damsel in distress style type thing with Najri. What about the video game? Is there going to be a female archetype in that?
Well, we haven't really worked that out yet, but because of the market and who we're kind of pushing toward, and the fact that it's an RPG, your character could be either gender.
Sure.
So I don't think we're going to have a damsel in distress per se, but we'll have characters that are romanceable in the game, and hopefully, unlike some current games, which most of them I love, but some current games where the romance thing is really kind of a side thing that builds up and doesn't have any direct effect on the game. I'm hoping that our romance storylines can have direct effect on the game story and really affect how things twist and turn into the game. Also, on the Najri note, and the games, the Mila will still be on Earth.
Okay.
For most of them. So you'll have the black sky with only the moon in it at night.
Fantastic.
And the Mila will still be wandering around. You'll encounter them. You'll encounter, some of the friendly creatures and others as well.
That's awesome. Well, that sounds like it's the end of our timed 5 minutes, but we probably went way over that. So you may get this in 2 parts.
Yeah, it'd probably be 2 parts.
Probably 2 parts. So the bonus episode. All right. So 11.1 and 11.2 has now come to a conclusion. We'll see you again next week. Remember to get your questions into the Twitter account at Chronicles Sonata, the Facebook, the Sonata Chronicles official, and of course the YouTube channel, Striking the Water. Any of those, send us your questions, and we'll see you next week. Anything else?
See you next week. No, that's it for me.
Yay, next week.
Bye-bye.